Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Salute.
I printed that one off when I saw
I was
that.
like,
I was
hey,
like,
salute,
oh, yeah,
salute,
you
salute.
got that. I got
You know what I mean? I was like touching him. I was just like, man, it's like greatness. I'm like, let me get that energy.
Look, man, Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We are live, man. I go by CEO PESO, blessed and highly favored. We back with another one live from Moves Media. Right now, I'm looking at a legend next to a legend. Stan Lee, the one and only. I got a very interesting interview going on today, man, and I feel proud to be a part of it. He's showing me some stuff, man. It's taking me back to a nostalgic childhood, putting stuff up on the walls, tearing it out the book. You might have been a part of a lot of that. Man, but just I want y'all to introduce yourselves for the people, please.
Christopher Gabe, Dayton, born and raised, Dayton, Ohio, Dunbar, class of 85.
Dunbar in the building.
Well, JJ Kirby, class of 92, Trotwood, Ohio. You know, Trotwood, Madison, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm 06. Trotwood Rams. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Hey. You know,
Let's go. You might know some of my family. You might know some of my family from there.
Son.
What about them champions?
You know what I mean? I can't.
We ain't doing that on this.
Yeah.
Hold on, man.
I got
it's Ram Nation, baby.
I'll put like this.
You outnumbered right now.
Not the championship.
I'm gonna put it like this. 92. I was like, I graduated, but it's like I went through there and I changed the logo. I was like, I redrew what they had and put some
for Trotwood.
Yes. Before that, they had the ram on top of the mountainside or some classic, some
hold
classic.
Up.
Right. And so I came through and I did like some cartoony stuff with the muscles and like cartoony face and everything. I just put some flavor on it.
And they used it.
Oh yes, yes.
No, I'm making sure. Like, wait.
I know that mural on the wall.
Let me get this straight, bro.
They knocked down the building, but I painted a mural on the wall. And so I was like, I said, you dude, ask Boogie, ask Charles Sweeney, ask.
Ain't nobody had no damn Polaroids.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
No, nothing back then.
And I didn't even think about, now that you say that, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about cataloging my life, my history, what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't too late, but man, you just got such an extensive history, man. But that's crazy. Trust me, y'all, this is not premeditated. Ram Nation.
I told you.
Trotwoodian.
I told you, son.
Shouts out to Dunbar, though, man. Shouts out to DPSs.
We truly represent it. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to keep it tight. I'm going to try to keep it.
No, we're going to keep it kosher.
That's my Spanish.
But nah, man, I don't even know where to start, man. Well, actually, I do, but man, it's just like, this is like very dope to see all of this, man. And, just from you being a Dayton resident, your history of what I was told by my mans and what y'all working on, you got a great history, man, and this is Dreamers Welcome. So it's like, man, you turn dream to reality, man. And that's a respectful move that I give everybody. So that's your flowers for me.
Big up. Thank you.
And man, so let's just get into just a little backstory before we get into the other questions, man. Obviously, Trotwood.
Yeah.
I don't know if you say it. No, we got into the whole Trotwood thing. But explain what you do and how you got into it. Let's start.
All right. Yeah. Okay, check. I did a little research before I got on the podcast and be like, what's the steez? What's good? What's good? What I got to do?
It's all
what
cool.
I got to do.
Cool, transparent questions.
No.
Yeah.
So check. Honestly, I guess the JJ story starts at 10 years old when I read a comic book, The Marvel Universe. And I read the indenture, which was like, yo, who wrote this? Who drew this? Who colored this? I was like, there are humans who do this. At 10 years old, I was like, I can do this. And so I was like, I want to draw. I want to draw comic books. 10 years old, I was in Georgia, and I was like, I don't know why I'm in Georgia. I don't know why I'm here, but I want to do this. I'm meant for more. Mm-hmm. At a young age, I gave it up to God. And I'm going to go there. This is my story. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 11, or then like, I'm going to say 12. 12, I'm like, why am I in Georgia? I prayed. I went to the top of the hill and closed my eyes and said, God, why am I here? What did I do to mess up? And then I got a vision of my life. I got a vision of me around people at 12, around people in a place where we're using our creativity, our network, our resources to help educate and plug in the next generation. Kind of like a council of elders. You know what I mean? But it was like, man, all the way to my death. And I was like, I'm meant to do something. I'm meant to be here. My mission on this planet is to inspire like I was inspired. And this is just me just regularly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can go. Like I said, I don't want to.
Go for it. I mean, wherever you want to vent.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
You're giving me more questions to ask.
Okay. No. Let me give you some. All right. Let me give you one. All right.
Go for it.
Okay. So then, imagine this. My whole life has been me and Trotwood just in the basement drawing. I just want to draw. You know what I'm saying? Because when I got out of Georgia, I came back to Trotwood, and so I was like, all right, I'm in Trotwood, and I came as a junior, and then it was like, okay, I can draw, and I love drawing, but I realized that I can draw, and people are like, yo, what's up with this? So I'm still drawing comics. I'm in the basement. I'm just like, there's a contest in the back of a comic book. Stormwatch, I forgot the issue, but it was like there's a talent search. And they were like, yo, you can draw, you can write, whatever. Send your submissions in. I sent some stuff in. No. First time, I didn't do it. I didn't believe in myself. I was like, I don't know. But then next time I was like, I can do this. I've been practicing. I'm ready for this. I looked at my favorite artists and was like, I can do it. Can I do buildings? Can I do people? Can I do lighting? Can I do composition? Can I do what it takes to do this and be respected? And not just think like, well, I'm good enough. No, I need to make sure that my stuff is good. And I don't compare myself to people in my neighborhood. I compare myself to people that I admire, that what I'm saying? I mean, you're right. So by that time, I was 15.
Okay, wait. All right.
Because like, so 10, all right.
wait, because I got like 3 questions. So my first question off that explanation, one. So you was already born and raised in Ohio, and then went to Georgia and came back?
Yeah.
What was the point of going to Georgia?
Okay. No. Let me tell you. So let me tell you this. 10 years old, it was like this. All right. My moms and my pops are divorced, whatever's. I live with my pops in Trotwood. Okay. In the middle of the night, my mom comes and she's fussing with my father. And I'm upstairs in the bed, like sleeping. I'm like, what's going on down there? And my sister's waking me up. Yo, get up. You got to get in the truck with Cousin Curtis. I'm like, what's going on? Right. And so they fussing. I just go to I get packed up, get in the truck, and I'm driving to Georgia. Didn't know what was going on. I get down to Georgia. My first experience is like, I get out of the truck, and it was cold in the morning, and it was like these water spigots that were shooting out of the ground, but it was because it was so cold, but they froze into little mushroom shapes. It was kind of crazy. It was like going to a whole other world for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm Dayton, Ohio. I'm Trotwood. What is this? You know what I'm saying? My grandparents' house is off of, Shenandoah. What's good? You know what I'm saying? Gettysburg. What's good? So I'm like, why am I here? What did I do? What did I do? Right? The whole time, 10 years old to 15, why am I here? Had no clue. Right? Worst time of my life, because I'm blaming myself. Best time of my life, because I'm around my cousins, my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother. Like I got to dig my hand in the red dirt.
The red dirt crazy when you first. We did a
don't wear no white up in there.
Fact. I remember we did a family reunion. I'm like, why the fuck is the dirt red? It was a different universe.
I was raised in the raised in the red dirt where they eat white dirt. I'm just saying. That's what they say. They eat white dirt down there. I'm like, what?
So okay, you mentioned it was a contest in the back of a comic book.
Yeah.
I just want to tap in because you said the first time you mentioned that you didn't think
I was ready.
Why that self-doubt, and what made you go into the second time thinking?
Well, it was like first time. How can I explain it? And this is right from the source. It was like mental shackles, but also I see what it is, opportunity. I know the quality it takes or whatever, not believing in myself, wanting to go there, but I don't know. I just don't know. It's weird. It was weird. It shackles. But the next time it came through, I was like, I practiced. I felt weird the first time it came through. It came through and there was opportunity that I just was scared of, fear, whatever it is. Second time, I'm like, I ain't afraid of that. I know better now. I'm going to put my hat in the ring.
Luckily, that second opportunity came in the back of that magazine.
Oh, dude. But you know what? Like even then, it was like, so I put my samples. I worked hard. This is an opportunity for me. Practice. I'm in the basement working on my artwork, practicing my craft because that's what I'm going to do to get. Because I got out of Georgia, so now I'm like I'm back in Dayton. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Trot with Madison. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Ram Nation.
You know what I'm saying?
Reminder.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like now I'm like back home, and I'm trying to like do music. I'm rapping. I got the Greens crew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brother Def. Rob the boss, you know what I'm saying? The opposite, cold shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Pioneer, people's King Solomon,
wait.
you know what I'm saying?
So the drawing though,
Yeah.
self-taught.
Yes.
And I asked that because
Yes.
you saying you spending
I'll
time in
tell
the
you.
basement and everything.
Yeah.
And
All natural.
that's crazy to me. So you just
Why?
because now you got, even with me, I learned
Yeah.
videography
Okay.
from YouTube and just trial and
Okay.
error.
You who taught you? YouTube, but you
With
went
me,
and did that.
yeah.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying though. So
That was
back,
your focus.
back then though,
Yeah.
you know, you was mimicking stuff that you seen. But like you said, how did you understand what shading is and everything like that? Like,
You know what? So
learn
yeah,
shading
yeah.
and
No,
all
no,
that.
I got you. And I'm gonna say it like this. The basics. It was like, I don't know. It was like I would draw what I saw in the comic books of the Marvel Universe. They were just drawing people. I would see these characters, and I could see these characters reskinned for my world, in my head. And I would just, it was where I could go and be safe and go there and play and go there and just go there. You know, in the country. Why am I in Georgia? What is this? Like I said, hold on. You asked me why I got, check this story. No, I gotta say it. Some people gonna get mad. I'm gonna say it, but I gotta say this. This is a crazy story. What happened that night when my mother came up and was fussing at my father? It was because my grandmother on my father's side, love her, God bless you, love you, my Jeff. But it was like she didn't like my stepmother, and so she told my mother that my stepmother was abusing me.
Damn.
And my mother wasn't having that, and that was completely fabricated. I love my stepmother, Shirley. I love Shirley. Love you. But it was like, my mama wasn't going to have that. She was very protective of me.
Your mom drove all the way from Georgia?
No. But, you know, she
I mean, that's real love,
yeah, I
bro.
know. But mom, like I said, she lived in, at that time, I think she was living on Shenandoah or off Gettysburg. Or over there.
Okay.
You know, where my grandparents' house, I think, at that time. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know where she was at. But it was like, she wasn't having that.
Understandable.
You know what I'm saying? But it was like this.
was
But this
false.
is the thing. It was like I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't find out till I was like 32. I was talking to my stepmother. I was talking to her like, "Yo, so what happened?" Well, I was like telling her, you know, I didn't know what was going on. I blame myself. She was like, "Oh, you didn't know?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Because this is why. Your grandmama did this and da da da." I was like, "What?" Then I asked my grandmother. No, I asked my mama first. I was like, "Mama, did this happen?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." Then I asked my grandmother, "Did you do this?" She said, "Yes." She put her head down. She said, "Yes." And I was like, "Okay." I blame myself for that. This is part of my journey. This is what allows me to understand I have been a pawn in people's games. I need to be me. I need to develop. I am the product. What I make is byproduct. You know what I'm saying? Meaning my art, my craft.
Yeah, I love
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I do, I am a blessing on this planet, and it took 50 cycles around the solar to understand this.
Let me just note as well, and ask, do you think that moment of being in Georgia and then you just finding yourself, giving yourself to God, you think you would have obtained that if you didn't even leave? At a young age,
You know what? At a young age, I was going through a lot of stuff in Georgia. Like I said, it's the 80s. You know, I'm back in the day there. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing like country life.
Yeah.
First mics, like I said, them water mushrooms coming out the ground. That blew my mind. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then like all the kids in the area, I live deep in the country called the Valley in Meriwether County in Gay, Georgia. So there's a little place, Gay, Georgia, Meriwether County in the Valley. Miss Daisy, she rest in peace. She had all these acres of land, and her family would come and one by one want to buy some acres. And then my family came and then bought some land back there, and then we moved to the back of the valley, which means I'm deep in the country. Is what I'm trying to say.
Sound like a deep.
All these kids gonna come down the hill all together in a group and want to, like, you know, who is you?
like,
who is you?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm like,
Country gang.
you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm, you know, JJ, you know, Mr. James is my, you know, that's my granddaddies. I'm with my grandparents.
Jesus, man.
They was like, you talk white.
What can I say? This is me.
I'm like, this is me. What can I, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so let's spin the block. So how did y'all get connected with each other and get back around to yourself as well? Because we just went.
I'm sorry.
Deep diving. Man,
it's
cool.
This is the beauty of it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To have this man, even just to the blessing of the Most High, to be able to interact with this man. You know what I mean? The first time I got to work with him was on a project, the Magical Hair Adventures. Shout out to Jason Jones.
Amen.
Book when she came to me, animation. Was awesome. Sent me the graphics, and I was like, oh, I'm fucking with that.
Mm-hmm.
By JJ Kirby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just look, the first just looking at the art and saw his signature, I already knew it. Just like, oh, that's real deal right there. That's what got me on the project.
So
how was it? Now go a year because you were in California at that time. So through conference calls and now and then, that's how we interacted. A year later, I'm diagnosed with cancer, prostate cancer. So I retired. You know me as Matrix, so I've been involved in a lot in the music industry, technology. So I had to take my health at that time. And just like I can't do anything but focus on my health. So I kind of put it aside, and I knew about the Superman movie because I knew about possibly working on it. I said, I'm just going to go ahead and submit the picture and go through that process, and didn't think about it. Went through a form of depression, a time that I had to reflect on. You know what I mean? Just imagine you can't do your craft.
What? Yeah.
Based on you. Only you know why you can't do that. There's folks that want you to need things that they need, but you couldn't. That's what I had to deal with. And, man, beautiful lady, Joyce Anthony, that, man, we just went to the park, got an email from Angela Bone Casting. Shout out to Angela Bone in Cleveland, cast for Superman. The new Superman they're shooting it. They shot in Cleveland last July. June, July. In Cleveland, real time, no green screen.
Hence the shirt.
Yeah, that's the project. Yeah. But and kind of dealing with that, and kind of had a different take on understanding a little behind the scenes in comic books, formulating the idea of a character. You know what I mean, to do something. And this gentleman came back to Dayton. You know what I mean? It was just like, y'all need numbers, y'all need to hook up.
Yeah. Universe,
it was a phone call, and then it became, stop through and we need to holler. You know what I mean? And that became a whole new relationship, man, that pretty much continued, like, what was saving my life and my health to be motivated. This brother right here.
I was gonna ask that too, man. He put me on another game, man, that I didn't. I'll be 60 this year, man. I got new skills and things just from the time I met with him. It took me in another direction. I'm creative in another way, in other technologies, but he just showed me that's something I've never had. Sound like just a good best of both worlds. Iron sharpens iron. Yeah. And then it just sounded like y'all meshed at the perfect time. And like, even when you coming back here, when you come back here, man, it's hard to get you in line with people that's on the same. Say what you gotta say.
I'm bubbling. I've been silent.
He was so apprehensive about Dayton's. I was like, bro, hey, I had to come back home. I wouldn't have got healed. I wouldn't be in anything if I didn't come home first, because I had to deal with that too. Yeah. But it became such a blessing, and it keeps being blessed.
Say what you gotta say.
No. Okay, check it. Okay, so check it. This winter, pull up on the set and be like, what's good? Face to face it, right? Realize the vibe is parallel. Like, we can vibrate. I'm good. We can do some things. You bring something to the table. I bring something to the table. I was like, I need a website. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't got my website done yet. I'm old school. I'm 50. I'm just now realizing, you can tell by the grays. I'm just saying. It's a mind thing. But
folks say it's never too late in life, because we own some things.
Oh no! I put like the spirit is willing. I'm blessed. Yeah. The thing about coming from where I come from, my man, and being who I am, I'm like, I know what this is. I've been feeling special since forever. I've been denying myself forever. I've been denying my blessings, denying my crafts. There are times I hated that I can draw so good, because there were other people that would be like, well, I stopped drawing because you could draw better. I'm like, don't be comparing me to what you doing. Don't be a sucker. You know what I'm
Comparison
saying?
is a thief of joy.
You know, but it's like that's not my problem. But I made it my problem because my heart was that big. I want everybody to have a seat at the table. I want everybody to be good and understand and let's come together. But not everybody wants to go.
Wait.
Slow me down.
So let me get this straight.
Go ahead.
So, and I just want to harp on this.
Go ahead.
Just for the people to understand. You just said that sometimes you hated the fact that you could draw so good because others stopped because
of my shine.
Of your God-given talent.
Yeah. Why?
Where did you obtain your gratefulness from to be that caring? Like
my mama, I love my mama. I ain't gonna front. And it's like in these moments, I can't say other words. In these moments when I'm saying things, my mama came out like that, and I'm like, all right, speak to me, Emma. Speak to me. You know what I'm saying? Give it to me. You know, Grandma Molly, give it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give it to me. So I'm like, I'm at a position in my life where I came back home. People are like, why you coming back to Dayton? You know what I mean? Why you coming back to Dayton? What's in Dayton? I'm like, this is my home. I didn't think I can come back home. Last time I was here, I was with my mother up in Huber Heights. And I was like, my family scattered before it felt like we were on an archipelago where my grandmother was alive. Everybody, we were like all the uncles or the aunts. I come, 13, 14 aunts and uncles? Big family. So it's like, I'm used to this. Then I come back and everybody's on their own little islands, and I respect that. We grew up.
Right.
People grew up and became their own things. You know what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter for myself is like, I've been fighting against it. And this is the part of my story that I'm like, yep, I get it. I go there and feel how I feel. I came back from Cali to come here to be like, I got to do the things I'm scared to do and be the me I'm scared to be.
Which is?
I got to grow up. I got to be the boss. I got to grow up and be a leader. I got to not be afraid of success. I got to go get mine. I got to be a better opportunist. I gotta open myself up to my blessings and realize that the opportunities are fleeting. You know what I'm saying? My blessings there were times I gave my blessings away because I wanted to help my others, my friends, the people my peers. You know what I'm saying? Projects that were mine. I could have been on Deadpool. I could have did all kind of things, and I was just like, well, this person over here is my friend. I know he needs some work, and let me connect him because or whatever. I want my people to eat.
You got to give to receive on certain things.
Yeah, no, it was me. I wish I was being naive. I was being extra. If I could tell younger me anything, is you take every opportunity you get and you squeeze the hell out of it. You get all the opportunity out of it till it's dry. Take it and go there. Don't be abusive. Don't be all extra and weird, but just appreciate what it is. Be appreciative. All the juice, if it's your juice to get, yours to feed off of, to hydrate off of,
get it.
You better lick it. You better lick it till you stick it. You better, you know what I'm saying? And that's the truth of the matter. So that's why I thought when I first heard him on the phone, I was like, he talk fast. But I talk fast, you know what I'm saying? And at first I was like, well, no, you know what I'm saying? So I got to meet him. He talked fast, talking about crypto this and da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, he sounds smart. Well, I don't know him, like I said. I don't know him.
I give him a chance.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I pulled up on the set and was like, all right, what's good, homie? And then I was like, this is what I do. Hey, I'm JJ.
And this was when y'all
Winter. This is like, was it December? November, December?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's moving
This
fast.
is when he moved back. So
the universe is moving fast,
Gotta
brother.
Oh, damn. Yeah, for sure.
The universe is moving
I had
fast.
already discussed with them. They decipher Chronos. This
Right. He was like, I need you to design my character. I was like, well, I need a website. What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you help me with that? But he didn't know the level of how I go there. I want my people to win. I want my peoples to win and succeed. I want to bless. I want to. So yeah.
Go ahead.
No. But so when he said I need you to design my character, it wasn't like, well, I'll just draw you a character. That's low hanging fruit. Man. He was like, I want to do a comic book. I'm like, well, if you let me cook with you, I can take you there.
Well, fuck it. Let's get into that then.
Come on.
We're gonna get back to your
transition.
So let's talk about this character. You want to start on that?
Like I said, I'm going to start just from the vision part because it was vision, and even when I considered myself a visionary. I considered myself an artist. I considered myself a creative. So I wasn't impressed with AI. Oh, I can do these different things. I was using fireworks. I hadn't moved to Photoshop. The first day he came over, he told me 3 things to do in Photoshop that made me deadly. Nigga, I'm 60. I wasn't fucking with Photoshop like it was a quirk. I was like, I don't
it's
really
hard to
like
tap into
Photoshop.
something new.
Man,
Yeah.
he showed me 3 things and just be like, bloop, 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 bloop. Oh,
Easy.
no. And what, the next day after that?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
we're breaking. It wasn't no joke. And this is back to another divine blessing on when I deal with technology, it's on another level. So I know kind of what to do with it. And I've done everything in 100 years. You know what I mean? I put his art into what we're doing. It's fucking Van Gogh.
Can we actually speak on that a little? Like
Sure.
what you showed me, what y'all working on?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one thing you showed me.
Cypher Chronos. Say his name. Cypher
Cypher
Chronos.
Chronos.
The name is
You gotta
dope.
play the song.
Come on.
The
You know what I'm
song
saying?
is
Hold on. I need you to say it right. Cypher Chronos.
Cypher Chronos.
Cypher Chronos.
What is the background of this creation though?
You want to
Who
go?
is Cypher Chronos?
You want?
Cypher Chronos is, and I'm gonna
Say
is a melanated black man in the comic book superhero world that is affiliated with, say, in the comic books like a Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Lex Luthor has a lot of money. Everybody's like, how does he do all these different diabolical? I made Cypher Chronos. His real name is considered Dwayne Christopher, a scientist. You know what I mean? A damn actual a brother with some smarts.
Yeah.
But they went to high school together. That was his inside. How Luther always had the plug. I was Luther's plug. You know what I mean? I flipped on how we work. Oh yeah, I'm on the inside. Don't nobody need to know. That was the Matrix anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Folks know about the. What does he do? I just flipped it on that level. I was the Matrix inside of Metropolis. You know what I mean? And just on set, the more I'm getting was just like, wow. But battling cancer at the same. I just started probably 3 or 4 days before that the medication that I was taking. So I'm like
Still
hot flashes
pushing.
and all
Yeah.
kinds of shit, dog. It was
Still
unbelievable.
pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like even the part when I met you on the set of doing that comedy there,
Yeah.
I learned another level
Shouts out
of
to
respect
Jonte.
for acting. Of seeing the gentleman Dave Corn sweat. You know, it's 100-something degrees. I've been in a lot of major projects. I saw another level of dedication that I like to work.
Yeah.
If I got a role or I got something I'm doing, I'ma fuck it up. Just like, you know what I got to witness that like every day, just like, oh no, but the whole direction, the casting, the craft services, costumes,
Amazing, right?
everything. That's what I mean. It was
It's a crazy machine.
Yeah. So I seen a awesome machine and was coming up with some formulated, and that just was his vision. Now I have to come back around with his expertise and what he's involved in. It made it full circle.
Hold on, man. You got to give yourself some props. 100%. So he coming at me like I got a character. I need you to design it, and my character. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, it was good. Then I was like, hold on, man. Let me geek down. 100%. What's dope is that you made this a meta moment.
Explain that.
He took himself as being somebody from this project and was supposed to be a background character, gave himself a background description.
Came to the front.
Came to the front in his own world.
Before I
You
knew.
know what I'm saying? Stepped up and said, I'm this. I'm not some just black dude in the background. I'm black excellence. You didn't know this? You don't know my backstory. Mm-hmm. So then he was like, he's like, help me turn this into a comic book. I'm like, hold on. It's a brand new day and age, and I don't want to give it all away, but I'm gonna talk to my peoples. I ain't afraid. Creativity's in the ether. Pull properly. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to this, I was like, use this social media, man. I was like, every day on social media, people are taking pictures of themselves. I'm moving to Texas. Take a picture of that. I'm on the road to Texas, smoking a blunt. Take a picture of that. You in Texas eating some barbecue. Take a picture of that. Take picture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And every day you take a picture, that's a sequence. That's a panel. That's a page in your book. So when you doing that, then you be like, now you're going back to where you're coming from for whatever reason. That's the sequence. Beginning, middle, and end. Where you going? Who are you? I must be invested. What, you got abs? You got big breasts? You know what I'm saying? Your music choice is good. I like your style. On the way. Why am I following you? Mm-hmm. Give them a reason to give an F. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it's like, I told him, I was like, this is what's dope. Now you don't need a comic book. Just post online. But what you post is what's important. Post the sequence of like what the character's doing.
Building up.
Build that up. And then speak from
already.
speak from that standpoint.
Let me just say this real quick because we was off camera just now, and basically, I was just saying, man, what how you're speaking, I stand to that, and obviously I acknowledge you because you sound so sure of yourself, and you know I'm very transparent on here, and it's like I've been through a situation to where it's making me redefine my purpose, and I don't know, it just sound like, you know, you had told me that you said your cousin called you and said come home,
yes,
and because after that you said you needed my man's right here, so let's harp on that.
Okay. Big shout out to my cousin Maurice. I love you, cuz. Yeah, he called me. He called me and he had a dream. He was like, yo, I had a dream about your mama. She said, bring my baby home.
Oh, that was a dream.
A dream. Like I said, but he called me. Then I was like, what? But I didn't think that Dayton was my home anymore. Because last time I was here, it didn't feel like home. I felt like the city was dying. I felt like, because I would come back every now and then from California.
Yeah.
So then when I come back, I'm like, I remember it as a kid. And as a kid, I'm like, it's my world. When I won the contest to go to California, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave Dayton, Ohio. I didn't want to leave my friends. I wanted to go to the Dragon's Lair, over there, Third and Ludlow, whatever it is. Yeah. It's like, I didn't want to, everything I needed was here. Everything I needed was here. I stayed in Trotwood, and then I knew Dayton.
Trotwood back in the G was.
Yeah. Oh, when we had Heritage Days of parades and everything.
Oh, I just remember Old Country Buffet just for feet.
Frisch's 7-Eleven was on the corner. You know what I'm saying?
The RTA,
Casanos,
Salem Mall.
Salem Mall.
Hey man,
Circus City,
bowling alley.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Man. Hey,
Let me just throw that. Shouts out to Trotwood. We
I'm old school. I remember Children's Palace. I'm old school. We go there. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, it just the crazy thing to me is when I hear this is like even from then it's just I had the same mentality when I had to reside back from Atlanta, which I just felt like that was God sitting me down. But it was just like back then and now, just like, man, people just don't be wanting to come back to Dayton. But for some reason, being back here, I found a sense of it.
He came back to find
I came here. That's what I'm saying. I had been rejected. I've been in and out forever, for decades.
Yeah.
But I knew I wanted to go home. I wanted to come here and find me a doctor. I found me a black male doctor. Okay. Shout out to Dr. Twyman. You know what I'm saying? I came back for that.
Yeah.
Without doing that, that led on a whole path to everything.
Yeah. And
that's what when getting the first time was just like, I was a cheerleader for Dayton when he came, and just like, I'm just like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? I felt the same, but. For me, portal. We opened up some.
The energy there.
For me, when I pulled back up in the Dayton, it was like, it was so familiar and alien at the same time. It was weird. Like I remember Gettysburg. I remember, Salem. I remember the Salem Mall. I remember, what it was.
So you was gone for like a long time.
1995, I left.
And then
they flew me. All right, I won this contest, right? Jim Lee called me. He called me, and just because it was before the internet. It was before he called me on the phone. I'm like, hello, this is Jim Lee. I'm like, who the hell is this? What is this? And he was like, I'm Jim Lee, and I'm like, Lance, Boogie, who you playing on the phone? Because they knew I sent my submissions in. He was like, no, I'm Jim.
Who is Jim Lee?
Okay, Jim Lee is one of the most well-known comic book artists in history, right? A Korean artist, amazing artist, talented businessman. Like I said, I know Jim Lee.
And you knew Jim Lee before this phone call, obviously.
I was a fan of his stuff. He drew X-Men. Let me put it right. Okay. He drew X-Men whenever he launched it and sold 1 million copies of that. And no book has ever sold that much since.
So this man that you idolized called you and you thought it was a joke.
937 area code.
Yeah, I didn't before you knew. It was before you get caller ID. It was like I said, they like
the cord is on the damn phone. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say once I realized it was Jim, that's when the enemy came out. Oh my God! I was like, this is Jim Lee. Oh my octaves. My voice went up. It was like I'm not supposed to win.
Ain't that a
I'm not
crazy
supposed
feeling?
to.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to.
So far-fetched.
I'm not. What the
Man.
slave mentality? I just
Yeah.
threw with my hat in the ring, but I didn't think I was gonna get anything. And he picked my shit. I like my stuff, but I'm like, what? They paved. My stepmom Shirley, shout out, was like, she did the knowledge. Oh, they gonna send you to La Jolla. That, if you know what La Jolla is, that's San Diego, where the rich white people live, or people with money live. Okay. Jim Lee got a house over there. You know, he's like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, we get off the beach side. They got sea lions on the coast. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I forgot the name of that beach. I've been there. I shot a video over there.
Oh, Seal Beach?
There's La
Jolla. There's in La Jolla, and there's Seal Beach down there, and then like I said, there's PB, OB.
It was Seal Beach. It was right at the sign. Sorry,
okay. Then that was La Jolla.
That's why I was like, yo, San Diego is amazing. Like,
trust.
It was
in
dope.
1995, trust me, I went to. I was 19, turning 20. No. I was 20, turning 21. Okay.
Prime year.
Getting my chance to go to San Diego, won a contest. They flew me there. I didn't want to go. My homie Boogie and the comic shop lady who ran the Dragon's Lair downtown was like, "You should go. You should go." And I was like,
all of that. Wait. All of that. You slave mentality. You weren't supposed to win.
Yeah.
It's real deal.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you how I got out of it too.
You didn't want to go.
No, because everything was in Dayton. I was good. I was just thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity. Have a good day. That's what that was. I can't even front, and it was enough just to be acknowledged. Maybe that's what I'm saying, because I'm used to just getting the pig foot. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. You get it. You get it.
I get it.
So because I'm used to that, I'm like, I don't deserve more. I know I'm good. I'm good. I like myself, but this is validation.
You speaking to my soul.
I'm just saying, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But this is validation. So then when I pull up, I'm seeing palm trees. Sarah Becca and Jennifer Speckermeyer, two white girls, pull up on me. Hey, what's up? You know, I'm at the airport. I'm like, what's good? What's going on? Right? And so I'm like, this is San Diego. I'm coming from Dayton. I thought Kettering was far as hell. Where the fuck is Beaver Creek? I stayed at Trotwood.
I thought Jefferson was far.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, a nigga downtown. I only went to the Dragon's Lair, came on back home. Maybe Oregon to go to Bonnets. Shout out. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Bonnets.
You know what I mean? Or make a music. I remember when the Far Side came in.
Make it on the corner.
That's my, yeah.
Go in there and do photo shoot. Me and my man just went in there and look at old school CDs
down
and
there. I need that
cassettes.
space for the Cypher Chronos stand.
For sure. So, sorry, go ahead. No, so with all that being said, 2021, they fly you out there.
Yeah.
What did that transcended into something crazy for you?
It transformed into me being around other people who think and do what I do. There was nobody in Dayton really who could, I'm trying to create worlds.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be creative. I'm airbrushing on jeans and t-shirts and everything. And it's like I said, Ken Lowe was somebody who was like, I don't think I remember ever meeting him, but his name was synonymous.
That's the
you know what I'm saying?
University,
You know what I'm saying? Players.
Shouts out to Ken Lowe, man.
Exactly.
I had him on the podcast.
Players University and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And it was like, I was like, who is this? And what is this? You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to meet him, but what he was doing was also inspiring me. Like I said, I was like, I can do this. I can make my own thing. These are my clothing that I'm trying to put out there. Called Sheep Wonder Wolves clothing. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait to clip this for you to see, man. You
know what I mean?
Inspiring,
you know
motherfucker.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's like you never know who peeping you. That's why you got to put out your best every time you can. Be yourself. And I had to go through the journey of understanding myself. Like I said, as an example, Jim Lee was the first person to ask me, am I gay? And I was like, I know, blow your mind, boom, right? Probably never thought it. And I went there. I was like, am I going to do it?
Man, this can go two ways, and I don't
all
want
right?
to beat your ass.
Right. So what it was this.
Light,
but think like this. I didn't know how smart this man was. He could have been a doctor, a psychologist, or whatever. Like he could. I can draw comics or be a doctor. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm gonna draw comics and sold millions. And now he's running DC Comics. You know what I mean?
See the full circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like the thing was, I was like, what's it? Because he heard me on the phone when I realized who he was, and my voice went up octaves, like I said earlier. He was like, nigga sound gay. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that was because I never claimed gay. I was like asexual. I was like, you know, well, I don't want to be gay. I don't want to be different. I don't want to stand out. I didn't want to make my artwork be the thing. Like my father acknowledged, he loved me, provided for me, but it was like, I just felt like, well, he would tell his friends, like, yeah, my son can draw. And I'm like, well, am I a good person? Do you love me? But he wasn't a person who used love and hate. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this about my father. Before he died, I got to really get to meet him and talk to him and say, you ask me anything you want. I'm going to ask you what I need to ask you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, who am I to you? He's like, well, you know, you're my son. I was like, no. Beyond that, homie. I was like, slow down. Not beyond that. I was like,
big word.
You know what I mean? I was like, what do I mean to you? And he was like, well, you're lovable. Nigga. I said stop. I said stop. Hey.
Fucking my
I put like this. I ain't afraid to.
A bear you want?
You know what I'm saying?
State
Trust
fair.
Me, this man. I had to. Like my siblings would be like, man, don't be putting our business out there in the streets. And I'm like, but you gotta understand, this is who made me. So you'd be like, what made a person? People would be like, well, did you choose to be gay? I'm like, no. I had to. He asked me, why are you gay? And I was like, man, I've always been this. I've been this. I denied myself my whole life. And then when I was older enough and I was out there in Cali, people thinking JJ's out there living his best life. I'm like, I'm out here trying to figure out what the fuck life is about. 100%, and how I fit in it. But I knew I was God's blessing. I'm here for a reason. I knew this. And out there, I said, God, I want to love myself. Once again, I'm out there in the wind on the top of a hill talking about, God, I want to love myself. I want to show me you. You know what I'm saying? I had these moments. You can't tell me the Lord ain't there. I don't care what you say. I may not love him like you love him, but I love him, and I know I love him, and he loves me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I was like, I want to be myself. And anybody who knows me and loves me, who doesn't appreciate me and love me, for me loving me more, I know how to treat them. I don't need to be bothered with them. They ain't got to be bothered with me, and I ain't got to darken their shadow. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's hard. I had to accept that. And then I went forward and told myself my truth, and I'm walking there. I ain't afraid to say that. I am this. I'm not something that you imagine or think. Get to know me. I need to get to know you. I had to get to know him and realize this mother is a blessing. I'm like, I needed you in my life. I needed what you bring to the table. Just like you said, yo, man, I needed an artist. I'm like, well, nigga, we cooking.
Not just the artist. I know what artists are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I needed an artist. I needed something different. There's some things I've never fucked with because I didn't have the level of quality to follow through with it.
I get it.
You know what I mean? On that level of design. I can design something.
And that just set you back so much. Like, because you know what you need when you limited to work on what you got.
Yeah. I
totally get it, man. One thing about the Jim Lee and that opportunity coming to you.
Man.
What was one of the biggest takeaways from that opportunity that just stuck with you, like, to this day?
Well, you know what? Just my whole experience in California, or Jim Lee, or just basically all of it, right? Or just
we could put it all in
okay. Well, you know what? Like,
because it sounded like it was a life changing moment.
It was like college. I'm self taught. I went to Kettering ASA out here. It was School of Advertising Art in Kettering. Shouts out to Boogie, Charles Sweeney. And shouts out to Michael Metcalf. Those are my homies during that time. You know what I'm saying? But like, art school was when I got to go to a place where other artists brought, flavor and things to the table. Monty Agee, that's my homie. That's my dude. It was like, they was like, well, we're going to teach you to draw what we know how to do advertising stuff, but you can't draw comic stuff. So it was like, but I needed that. You got to be taken out your comfort zone to grow. For me, or whatever, it can be useful. Yeah. So when they say you can do, here's grayscale markers, you can draw people, you can draw an advertisement. And so you instead of being like, well, here's a picture, photograph, before the computers, we drawing that shit by hand, markers, pencils, pen and ink, whiteout and everything like that, calligraphy, writing, lettering and everything, mocking up what the ad gonna look like. So you can give it to the photographer to take that shit and map it right. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Behind the scenes joints and shit. So, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it taught me how to draw graphics. It taught me how to do, that's why I love comics. I chose comics and it allowed me to understand I can do at any moment buildings, people, lighting, shadow, logos, fashion, likenesses.
So you was a part of the crew that was the real Photoshop before Photoshop.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, back in
You told me you was cutting your teeth from going from paper to
what it was Wildstorm coloring.
All that shit you said sounded like right click.
Oh, no, yeah. I put it like this. Well, back in the day when they was doing Photoshop, it was like that shit was slow.
I bet
you do a gradient. You do a gradient, nigga. You go get your snack. You know what I mean? You go get you some water. You know what I'm saying? Go pee. You're good to go. Come back. You might be ready. You know what I'm saying? And then you do it again. And that didn't work. Undelete. Do it again. You know what I'm saying? It was that. But I grew up around those people, and they was like, I'm seeing it. I'm like, this shit seems complicated. I don't know. But I'm listening. I'm looking. Y'all working in layers. Oh, you're working in layers. I'm like, okay, but what does that mean? You gotta do channels, RGB, technical shit, right? And I'm like, that sounds complicated, but I like what you're doing. And as an artist, how can I tell you what I need to better get the imagery dope?
Right.
Okay.
Right,
And so then I was like, well, I'm just gonna ask questions. I'm gonna absorb the narrative and be around the culture and the people who do this stuff in real time. And Wildstorm Coloring is some of the best innovative coloring in the industry. If you do the knowledge, Homer Reyes led up the color department, changed the coloring industry. So before that, comic books was colored locally, like green tree, brown bark, yellow shirt or whatever. He was like, there's temperature and shadows, warm and cool. So then it's like, warm, you know what I'm saying? But
you don't even think about that.
But I'm saying you think so. There's color and shadow.
See that?
You know what I mean? That shit changes the narrative. So imagine if you know what I'm saying, but if you color in some shit, you want some shadow, you can shadow some shit.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's that. You get that.
See that transition on that's to this.
But that's what they're doing,
like,
right? But that's what they're doing with this program, right?
Yeah.
And they have to be most efficient with it with this technology at that period. So when I moved to San Francisco for a period, I was hanging with my homie Patrick. I forgot his last name, but my dude was like, hey, you fuck with Photoshop? I was like, no, too complicated, Nah, so I don't deserve to touch that, so I don't know nothing about that. He was like, no, you ain't gotta be afraid of it. I was like, well, what's up? He was like, no, you change it to RGB, because CMYK is a whole different channel that you fucking with. CMYK is what the printers use. That's what the language they speak in. They got those inks at the printer that they can print your shit out with. CMYK. RGB is the whole fucking spectrum. Roy G. Biv. It's like, so the whole spectrum, if you're just putting shit on the computer, you can use the whole spectrum. And it makes sense. Because imagine you trying to pick a yellow or a red and then all of a sudden you print it out. My shit look like it's off color.
Yeah.
They can't print that shit. They don't have that color in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I got a gaming station that mine damn crypto. That picture he made, the first picture he sent me of Cypher Chromanos, the PSD, took a minute to load. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen nothing. And then he was just like, remove the layers.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm catching this now. What size to do it in? Man, he do shit so fucking big. You know what I mean? I'm just
billboard
like, wow.
shit.
Yeah. 6,000 by 6,000.
Yeah, I say.
Come on, bro. You know what I mean?
It's understanding the technical aspect of it.
I get it. Yeah.
And then being able to communicate it properly, like Patrick did to me. And I'm going to say this. For those trying to get up on Photoshop, imagine a sandwich. All right? You get your top bun, you get your bottom bun, you got your meat in the middle, right? Those are layers.
Yeah.
So your top layer could be your line art. And each layer you can set to a certain type of property. Set it to multiply. Set it to screen.
I'm dabbling in Photoshop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like you set the layers to different properties. You can set that bottom. If you're coloring comic book style coloring, the bottom layer is your flat layer. You're putting the colors underneath the line art.
Got it.
So when you set the line art to multiply, that makes everything black or dark what you see, and everything white and transitioning transparent. So your black becomes dominant, and underneath you see color underneath. So now it's like a coloring book. Just putting like red under here, blue under here.
So
blah,
you
blah,
just
blah.
start filling it.
You just start filling it in.
Okay,
you just know that they're on separate layers. Yeah. Top bun, bottom bun. Okay.
Separate layer. Yeah. If you've been on Photoshop, like I'm a beginner still, but separate layers is where it get confusing.
No. Just listen to me. It's the amount of layers. You have infinite amount of layers. All you need is what you need.
Right.
So if you have line art, and this is just comic book style I'm talking about. That's like you drew some shit, right? You drew some just black and white. I got a line art, just pencil or drawing, whatever. Set that to multiply. That's your top layer. Bottom layer is your flat layer. Base colors for quick selection. And base color tone. It's a quick lesson, trust me. Yeah. And if you use the pencil tool, you keep it clean, okay? Don't use the airbrush. Now, the meat in the middle, you start putting your lettuce and your meat and your tomatoes and stuff like that. Those are different layers. So you want your shadow layer. That could be your meat layer, and you put that to multiply. So that means whatever shadow color you're doing, now you're putting the shadow on, you're putting some form on it. If you're coloring stuff. And then it's
Saturday morning.
I know, like I said, hey, we're gonna transition into what we're talking about, where that goes too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, not to go in depth and dominate the situation, but it's just like different layers that you can tell what to do.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, bro.
No, but for
you don't learn something every day, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. No, hey,
for those watching, play it back and watch it over.
Yeah.
It's a part of your YouTube tutorial. But I do want to speak a little bit on Jive Project. Okay. Just give a
touch up on it.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all can't feel you. Okay. Because I know I'm the one like, no. No.
It took off. Yeah.
No, you know what? The Jive Project is a project that's close to my heart that I created back in like 2000 with my homeboy Alan Warner up in Napa Valley, right? And I was like, I came up with this concept, and it just was like, this is funny. Like the Ninja Turtle shit. This is funny. You know what I'm saying? I like this. And so I was like, he helped me flesh it out. I was like, we having fun with it. It's like, dang, we see it at a whole level, man. We want toys and we want animations. We want to take it there, but we're limited. He's dope writer, dope illustrator. What else we got? It's back in the day before the internet. We just getting emails. They just said click internet. This is back in the early 2000s now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when we coming up with it, I had it. I worked. Then it's like I moved, connected with my dude JD Knight, helped me take it a little further. But then it was like limited technology. We were working with Flash. We limited. So I was like put it to the side. And this is me trying once again with one of my properties and ideas to take it to the mountaintop. But as a person of color who's just like, man, I don't deserve this and it's hard. I don't know what to do. All that. I'm pushing that stone still. I'm meant for more. I made it out of Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so with the Jive Project, it was like I got it to another level with JD. But then, life be lifing, as they say in Dayton.
Yeah,
for real. You know what I'm saying? And then,
I say that for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, all right, then it just, had to pay these bills and work on other things. It is what it is. So I had to put it away for a while. So when I come back to Dayton and connect with him, doing show and tell, this is my artwork. This Willy Wonka. This nigga, this the Godstoppers right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These the fizzy lifters and everything like that. And so he saw the Jive Project, like, what is this? What the fuck is this? I'm like,
very interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
I do old Flash.
Right. But the thing was this. It gave me validation that I can do something. I can do my clothing line. When I got my manufacturer, I could touch it. Sometimes you got to be like, I did this. It's more than taking it out of your head. You got to actually touch it.
And then
everybody got an idea. Everybody want to do something, but it's like, can you do it? How far can you complete the thought?
And he converted that. I don't know how much I can speak.
No. So what it is this? I'll say what it is. So let me.
All right, cool.
You didn't open it up now.
Real time.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. I open it up now. Like I'm the one that's protective about it. Come on now.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. But what it is this. It's like I said. New technology is on the table now. I'm not afraid of AI. People are like, AI, it's gonna take your job. Like immigrants. I'm like, no. The people who will, instead of paying artists using AI to save money, and do that, if the people you need to be mad at, don't be mad at the hammer for being a hammer just because you like, it looks dangerous or whatever. Yeah. Beware the motherfucker who's actually swinging a hammer at you. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
That's the truth. So with AI, I fucks with it. Ever since it came on the scene, I'm like, oh, this shit is the future. This is the beginning stages of the holodeck. from Star Trek. If you don't know what that is, do your knowledge.
Yeah, do the
like I said, it's like holographic rooms where you can do whatever. It's AI. It's AI. It's AI at the next level. This is the stages of. We're in the middle of transition as a planet, as a culture, as people. Honestly, I'm gonna take it there. We are human beings. Being human. Period. If you look it up in the dictionary, what's the definition of human beings? The state of being human. I'm like, well, hold on, homie. Hold on. Hold on. If we're in a state of being human, then what are we when we're not being human? I don't know. I thought about that shit too. But I'm saying, I was like, energy. It's in us. Without it, we won't be like a toy. You get your battery, you got your physical shell, you got your computer chip. Your computer chip damaged or your shell broken, you got damage. There's something going on, but you can still function as long as that battery in you. That battery out of you, you ain't doing nothing. Your energy. We're just in physical meat stack vessels walking around, bumping into each other, perceiving time. I ain't trying to go too deep. That's just how I navigate. But I know that I'm a creative vessel. I can channel the ether. I am meant to understand others in parallel. If I could tell the world anything, I would say parallel for understanding. That right there is what we need to be doing. Parallel for understanding. Yeah. Because if we can do that, then I'll be able to understand where you're coming from. We'll be trying to be on the same plane. We can communicate better. We'll give a fuck about each other and be like, you know what, homie? The level of fuckwittery is sincere. Holla black. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to he and I and what we're doing, it's like, this is an unapologetic situation. I'm trying to black out. I don't want to apologize for being creative. I don't want to be sorry for being talented. I want to be able to help my peoples be better and be the prime example in everything. I want to floss my stuff without fear. I want to succeed. I want to be the best me. I want to congregate with my peoples. I want to see excellence between us. I don't want to think the worst. I come back to Dayton and I'm just like, man, it seems like my people don't have pride within their environment. They don't have like accountability. I'm feeling this like I could probably get stoned. On Gettysburg for this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying from an outside perspective what I see. But I'm saying, people are like, why you come back? When I pulled up in Dayton, I saw nothing but potential. I saw nothing but blessing. I see my peoples and I'm like, I'm home.
That's amazing.
I love my neighbors. I ain't had a spring in 30 years. Like the change of seasons. Yeah. This shit is like, nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? It's like my first winter. I was like, man, this is cold as hell. This is real. But this is what it is to be back in Dayton. You got to learn to drive in the snow. You got to deal with this weather and extremes and everything. And it's and people who are just like trying to keep up with each other. But I'm trying to be on a different level. I ain't a genius, but I know 50 cycles around the solar. I'm like, you know what? On my 50th birthday, getting acupuncture, I was laying there like, God, it's my birthday. Could you utilize me? I was like, I miss my family. Man, that's deep. Can you utilize me? I don't want to be used. I want to be utilized. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was like, I was like, I want to be in servitude. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I've been here long enough. I don't feel this is where I need to be at, but can you utilize me? So when my cousin called me, it was like, oh snap, the universe moves at its pace. Yeah. If you are not distracted enough to pay attention, you might learn something. Big thing moving back here was that I realized I'm enough. I realized I'm dope. Damn. I realized I've been dope. I made the damn punch at the party. I've been hanging up the balloons. I was doing the stream. I cleaned up the shit. I fucking brought the speakers in, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I did the backdrop. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I was just happy to be at the party. Thank you for allowing me a seat at the table. I'm grateful. I really was. You know what I'm saying? I was happy enough just to be there. Dreams do come true. I did win a contest. I wanted to be in the industry at one of the best comic book studios at that time. I wanted to be under Jim Lee. I wanted to be able to draw in my own style, not bite his style, but to be able to get my own love and respect and props standing next to that man. And I did that.
Yeah, you did.
I did that. You know, but the thing was this also. I still didn't think my contribution was enough. I still think the things I've done wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying?
Tell him that Jim Lee is waiting to see him.
You say that. You say it.
No, I mean, honestly and truly, you know, when people that you interact with in your life, and you know what I mean, everybody go their way, but if you see like, oh yeah, I've been wondering where you are.
Right. So it's like for me, I brought these. I'm like, I'm gonna bring this shit up. I ain't gonna front. These are comic books I've done. I'm just bringing them out Because I'm like, if I don't, why did I bring them? 100%. Give you some props.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So
these do it correctly.
So these like.
First time I'm doing this on the pod, but I'm
Well,
recording. I'm adding everything in here.
Okay, do what you want. Do like I said.
Okay, so
yeah.
And, all right, so explain these.
And I don't mean to dominate, brother.
Bro. That's what I'm saying. This is the dude. This is JJ Kirby here, y'all.
So let me see. So these right here are these are the mock-up covers when you do a comic book. So it's like what they do is like they want to see what it's gonna look like when they print. They cut all this other stuff off and then staple them to the comics. But before then, they give you a bunch of these to be like, it's gonna look like this. If there's anything you need to change, you better change it now. Type situation. So the new dynamics for the book I got to do at Wildstorm, which was like I wanted to do me as a comic book character. I ain't going even front. I had that character since high school. Everybody got some stuff like that. These are just like like the covers, but this was me trying to draw some stuff. This was me trying to say, I did it. I got to put my comic book characters in. I got to publish it. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to do my thing.
You did this in 2008?
Oh, yeah. But the thing was this. I didn't realize that business do what it do. And Jim Lee at that time was selling Wildstorm to DC Comics under Warner Brothers. So instead of my comic being the comic book to be like, well, hold on, what's up with the characters in the Wildstorm universe? My characters were like the Teen Titans, like, well, we're going to go around and try to see where they're at, catalog them, and check in one and everything like that. So it's going to be a fun book or whatever like that. Instead, it had to be like, this is the introduction to the destruction of this universe. And at the end, we revealed the big bad guy, I'm about to kill the universe. I'm like, this is what?
Okay, so all of these is from your mind.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This is your
Once with New Dynamics,
universe.
New Dynamics was me and my dude, Alan Warner, getting a chance to complete the thought. This is a Marvel comic, Battle World. I got to draw Howard the Duck in there and Blade. So Howard the Duck and Blade, the Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, right, Marvel.
By David Walker writing it or whatever. Shouts out to David Walker. That's my peoples, you know what I'm saying? But but it's like Masters of the Universe. This cover is a fold-out cover. I got to do it in markers. The inside of me wants to flex, but I was thinking I'm not allowed to. When I pulled up at Wildstorm, they said, we just need you to pencil. I can color, pencil, write, draw, everything. But they told me just the pencil. Well, it's like I did what I was told.
You did this to X-Men.
Oh, X-Men Evolution. I got to draw my Greens Crew brethren up in there. Have them rock the X-Mansion. Oh, shit, let me show you.
Go for it.
Yeah. Shouts out to my fam.
Dog, this shit is crazy, bro.
Like I said, and it's like I'm not done. So, and I was turning 50, and I was like, I want to be of servitude. I was like, and not only that, 2019, I got diagnosed with MS and diabetes, and I'm like, my nerve damage and my hand going weird. I'm like, God, don't take my hand, take my life.
Damn.
I'm feeling deep like that. I was really going through it, and I was just like, really was good. But I was like, if I can still draw, I would draw every day. I would do the best I can to get it out there to complete the thought. It's still game on. I will do the best to respect my blessings. You know what I'm saying? I won't be that anymore. My people told me a quote today. He said, on the other side of let me see, on the other side of the rainbow, on the other side of the blessings is, I forgot what it is, but it's something about fear and blessings. So over fear is, once you know, the other side of fear is your blessings. Like situation.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So that right there was like, yeah, and I'm a victim of that. The other side of fear is blessings, is your reward. That's what it was. On the other side of fear is your reward.
And goddamn,
that's what it was.
I'm well in due of one.
You know what I'm saying? On the other side is reward. And I'm like, I'm ready for my blessings. I turned 50. I don't know if I get another 50 around this solar. I don't know if I want it. I need to not be squandering. And like I said, the Greens Crew, that's my peoples. I drew them in the X-Men Mansion, like I said, the opposite, you know what I'm saying? Rob the Boss. DJ Pioneer on the Wheels of Steel. Put him in the back way back there and shit. And then it's like, Solomon, like I said. And I was like, what? And then it was just like, why not? I'm gonna put my peoples up in there. I want them to know, I'm always thinking about my peoples. When Wildstorm shut its doors, I felt like, damn, I feel like the last kid that left the island that drank the Kool-Aid. I didn't get the memo. The thing is, I didn't get the memo. Everybody had their own agenda.
Wow.
I'm thinking that we can get together and make our own Wildstorm. People are interested in who we are and what we do.
Right.
We can get the same resource. Right. So we can do our own thing together and make a banking new studio with new characters and go there with new resources and stuff. And Jim told us this. He was like, he was like, y'all should go freelance, because he couldn't say at that time.
Oh, this got the ads in it.
Oh, it's old school. Yeah. Look at him too. Check him out.
Yeah.
But it's like, but Jim told us. Jim told us. Jim told us.
I'm afraid to touch it. Take it.
Oh no. But Jim told us back in the day, like, you know what, y'all should probably go freelance. And he took us to lunch and said that, and everybody was like, "Who we feeding us lunch?" And I'm like, he just said we could probably make more money going freelance. Now, we're employees. Why would he say that? You know what I'm saying? And they were thinking like, well, you know, we safe, like, you know, we safe pigs or whatever. And I'm like, no, something's up. He's selling this place. He's telling us he ain't taking us. He lied and said, yo, you can be my think tank. And when we go move to DC, that was a lie. He was like, no, cost efficiently. No, we own DC Comics. We don't really need y'all. We're gonna keep the production. We're gonna keep the properties. We're gonna take the coloring house. We're gonna take Jim Lee. We're gonna take the IPs. We're gonna take all that shit. We don't need y'all.
Taking Jim.
You know what I'm saying? We don't need y'all. Yeah. And it's like we're going out there. And in my mind, I was like, I really want to work with my peoples. I think we can make some amazing stuff. But they were like, well, you know, nah, nigga, I got my own dreams. I got my own dreams. I got my own desires. I got my own people's. You know what I mean? And I get it. I respect it. I get it, but I'm like, man, that was a moment. That was lightning. We could have did so much and just took it and went further. He was like, yo, y'all can get a spot over here, and I'd even, you know, chime in every now and then, you know, because he's an employee of a Warner Brothers. He can't really be like, hey,
he can direct y'all.
He can
go back.
It's like Batman with a bunch of Robins. You know what I'm saying? We were under him. You know what I'm saying? I get it, and so I'm like this. This is an opportunity, but if everybody didn't get the memo, we got different memos. I didn't get the memo that we're supposed to have our own things. I was willing to.
Know you're supposed to be having.
I didn't know this. Right, yeah. I'm thinking.
Just going to work every day.
You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm about to draw.
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying? You need me to color that? I'm gonna color that. You know what I'm saying? You need me to? I can do that. You know, compartmentalize, and I appreciate that when I learned there. I don't have to be the star. I am a star. We were like invisible rock stars in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the internet. You can't Google a motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm sorry, I'm cussing. Is it okay? Like I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, I don't want you to think I'm raised by wolves.
Nah, hell no. Nah.
You know what I mean? But it's like definitely, it was an eye-opening experience. I'm allowed to be myself. I'm enough. I'm dope. Like I said,
hey, bro. Yo, like I said, off camera, bro. Your aura of it is just how you are so in tune to yourself, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It makes sense.
It's genuine. It makes sense. It's sincere, right? Organic. Boom.
So
you know,
all right.
And you know what it is? I'm gonna give it up to my homie Alan Warner, the most centered white man I've ever met. Right? Give him his props. That's my dude. He can rap. He's funny. He's dude. This, you know what I'm saying? You mean like he cool. He cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But the thing I realized how centered he was, and how people would trip off him being so centered. He just is what it is. He ain't tripping. He know what he know. He capable.
Right.
He do what he do. And he's like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And I'm smart, intelligent, or whatever. Matter of factly, I ain't judging, I ain't tripping. I'm just like, you're a good human being. You're a prime example. Just being in your presence is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. 100%. That's my people's. You know what I'm saying? And I learned, I'm like, he ain't spazzing out. He ain't tripping. You know, he ain't tripping off what the fuck you tripping off of. He'll help you.
Yeah.
The lesson to be learned is like, you know, your problem ain't got to be my problem, but I can help you.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to take it all on their shoulders and like be a burden or whatever, you know, and then blame you or do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Either you're helping or you're not.
Yeah.
What the fuck is your mission? What you trying to do?
I'm sorry, but that's so real though.
I'm just, you know, I'm just spinning like it is.
Good mission, hard to find.
You know, that's why I was like, being around him, I was like, okay, we're still learning each other. But what we've learned so far is sincere. The level of fuckwittery is sincere. That's the word I be saying. Forgive me, but it's like, but yeah, like I said, like it's sincere. That means I fucks with you, homie. Do you give a fuck if I eat or not?
Yep, and that's the thing. A lot of folks don't understand that.
Shouts out to my dude Harris.
Folks, that's the one thing that he just like, hey, there's only one way is prove that. You know what I mean?
It's show not tell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what you gonna do it.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Man.
But it's okay though. Show me who you is, then I can have clarity above all. And that's the shit I love. I really love. Show me what it is. Like then I can work with that. Put the meat on the table. Put God put. No, I'm gonna go there. Put everything on the table is what the Creator did, in my opinion. This is how I'm able to navigate. I'm creative minded. I get it. People are that ain't how I was raised, and I didn't went to church. I'm like, it ain't about that. What makes you do good in your day is what is still good. Yeah. Be good. If you know love, you know God. And if you know God, you know love. Be good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be nice. But I realize everything is on the table. Good, bad, happy, sad, love, hate, guns, knives, gay, straight, everything,
that's
death, everything. But it's a matter of us. What you gonna do with it? What you go to first and what you choose last. That defines your character and your creator. Plus, it defines yourself amongst the platform. Now, you have the option to be able to go left, go right. I'm going to start, I fucked up, now I'm going to do better. You know what I'm saying? Do good. I tell my little cousins, don't be nice. Screw being nice. I've been nice my whole life. People take advantage of nice people. I don't want to be nice anymore. I am nice, but I want to do good. I am good. I want to see more good. I want to reward good.
Yeah.
I want to do good in my neighborhood. I want good on the planet. So because of that, that's what I say motivates me. And I tell them, if I'm gonna go, my cousin Cheyenne was like, I'm gonna go fight this girl at school. I'm gonna fight these people at school because they telling, best with my sister. And I'm like, okay. I'm gonna get the best advice I can give you is this. If you're gonna do goofy shit, just be good at it and get away with it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Don't
be sloppy at doing goofy shit. That's they're gonna put you where the goofy people go.
Yeah.
So be better.
So, all right, damn. So before we wrap up, I feel like you answered this already.
No, I
got a question. I asked all my guests this. It's no wrong answer. I feel like you said multiple answers to this though.
Sure.
So, this is both of y'all though. What is a good quote or piece of advice that you live off of?
Oh, you want to go first? I've been dominating. Go ahead.
Man, if you don't bump into the devil at least twice a day, you rolling with him.
Damn.
Say that again.
If you don't bump into the devil at least twice a day, you're rolling with him. That's mental, yourself, outside world, or anything. You know what I mean?
If you don't bump into the devil twice a day,
you're rolling with him. If you're not challenged as a spirit or as a person or a human as health, you down with the bullshit, bro. You rolling with like how the world, like we've got folks following an agenda, just like they ain't being confronted. They're not being mentally challenged, physically challenged, health challenged.
That's deep. Okay. Wow. You sir, you got a follow up for that?
And I got a grip. Well, let's start off with soul mechanic number 1 is what I call myself. You know what I'm saying? That's my steez. And I would say my father gave the device that helps me navigate is be an asset, not liability. So every time I navigate, I'm like, if I can't help better the situation, then what the fuck am I doing there? You know what I'm saying? Pick up that trash, give a good hug, be aware, be present, you know what I'm saying? Play your part. We don't need 3 Wolverines in the X-Men. All we need is Wolverine. Play your part. You are enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And don't ever forget, if you do goofy shit, they're going to put you with the goofy people. And then like jail or
you say
in a box somewhere
or
whatever.
About your cousin, you do goofy shit. Be good at that goofy shit.
If you
get away with it.
If you're gonna do it, be good at it though. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do that shit, you be better at it.
I wanted on a level about being back home in Dayton. The one thing that got me through was Shatan Dennis, Shop Black Biz, Grant Source, the folks at Network and Chill. When I got with my guys, I got with them. You know what I mean? I got introduced to folks that were making a difference in the city immediately.
Yeah.
Thank you for introducing.
Not my generation.
Thank you.
This generation. You guys, this is how I met you. This whole new movement in the city of Dayton is what kept me in Dayton. These people are what kept me inspired. That's making big moves. So, you know what I mean? It's work being done.
This is why I'm excited. Areas. This is why you say, well, why are you excited and why you come back? I'm like, this is why. Because I'm like, I was able to come back. I wasn't I came back, I was like, I'm not expecting much from Dayton. Not that I'm being like, I ain't expecting that from Dayton, but I know how Dayton people. I'm from Dayton. I know how Dayton motherfuckers is.
Yeah.
We don't really want to support each other. We want to outshine each other. I'm like, I come back and ain't no black people owning nothing really. It's all like Middle Eastern, white people, Asian, and that. I'm like on Gettysburg. I'm like, I go to the bodega that used to be the Pizza Hut, and I'm like, I can't even front. That food is good. Fried food. But I was like, man, you ain't got no like healthier shit. I get it. That fried cauliflower with the lemon peppers on seasoning is on fire. If you ain't knowing about it, you better step your game up. You know what I'm saying? I get it. That's Dayton shit though. I love it. I love that 100%. I love it. But it's like, I just want to be better. I want to do better. And I think I can do it. That's why I feel this. And so, coupled with him like this, I know we can.
I was just saying, switch that think to knowing. You know you can.
Well, I don't fuck around.
Harris, Francis,
I don't have time. Like
JD
what he does is pen. It's a final process. Even just when you come in to even with meeting.
Yeah.
Fucking with NASA,
JJ Kirby.
They go to space. They don't come in with bad ideas. Everybody walks in the room with like, we got to get to space and come back down.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt. No doubts allowed in the meeting. And that's kind of when we doing shit like, no, bro, don't worry about it. We going to get there.
One of the energy. Yeah, man.
We doing it. You know what I'm saying?
One of the rules is this. Just make dope shit. If it's dope, then it's dope.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just be dope. We ain't apologizing. Just make it dope.
And the crazy thing with that is like, we at a point to where now it's like, undeniably going to make dope shit. It ain't like nothing going to be weak. It's just, what are we
do with it?
Yeah, what are we doing with
We do this.
That's what
No. We do this. What it is this.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to understand. You have to not be afraid to open yourself up. Like I said, he drags me out here to be like, you know, like, man, you know, let's go. And it's not that he's drags. It's like, I like making the cookies. I like making the cobbler and the shoes. I like hammering. You know, I'm in the background. I'm the wizard. I'm just doing it.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like on the camera, on the mic, I love talking to my people because this gives me the chance to let them know you can do this shit too. You can do with anything you want. And it's like, how do I do it? Well, open yourself up. You go to a comic book convention, as an example, you never know who you standing next to. You standing next to motherfuckers who direct this, do this, try and do the same thing at the same level, or whatever. Don't come in thinking you just the shit. You'll find out there's other motherfuckers who kill it way the fuck out better than you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but it's like, bring yours to the table. Understand that it's come for that crown. My signature has a crown on it because I'm coming for that. Yeah. I got to remind myself. I tell people, let's be dope. I don't want to apologize because I'm dope anymore. I don't want to apologize because I'm creative. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And if you scared, go to church.
Yeah. Hey, look. Well, look, man. I thank y'all so much for coming to the platform. I thank you for your transparency.
100.
Y'all energy.
Get them Cat William numbers now.
Yeah. I need it.
Club Shay Shay. You know what I'm saying?
For the right reasons. But
you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I just really appreciate y'all. Man, thank you for reaching out to just, you know, when we, shouts out to my GY Tank, when we was shooting, it was just like, y'all really said some great, like just dope shit.
Good stuff.
One thing I take away from it, too, is just like, y'all not putting age on it if like that don't even matter. Like
age don't matter, man. This is a physical illusion that we live in. This ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's we're soul riders in physical form right now, right? Mm-hmm. And so for me, understand it's okay for you to be yourself. That's why my clothing line is sheep under wolves clothing. Mm-hmm. And the tagline is bite back. It's for those people who are like, man, you know, I'm tired of being taken advantage of. I'm tired of being considered weak or whatever. Man, I'll break you off right quick. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or just
Bite
whatever.
Back.
Speak your mind. Step
and
up.
this is it?
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The windbreaker fire.
Well, thank you, brother. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Hey. I'm doing other stuff. Once this is an example of something I learned. Once I realized I can make it. This is another print of mine. Some art. My Alice in Wonderland print. I took this to Comic-Con. Zip it up, you know, check it out, man. You know, explore that. Trust me. It's reversible image on the inside. Once I realized, I'm like, I can do this. I'm like, well, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I've always wanted to do. Now I can touch it. I'm allowed to do this.
He sent me the images of doing his site, and I was like, dude, this shit is.
I'm trying to see what size.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so this is me realizing that I'm I can do it. I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, limitless, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can do this. So now I'm going to these are my early samples. So I'm going to go back and re-sit on them because I know what to do now. Ain't no rush.
Man.
Ain't no rush.
When you get something done,
I got you.
I need one.
I got you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shouts out to King Tun, Village Mine.
Yeah.
Takes a village.
Fam, son.
Studio.
It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Now
that's
we
my dog.
welcome to the Cypher. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
time. Cypher Chronos.
Well, look, man. Thank y'all. This is Dreamers Welcome Podcast. I'm gonna make sure the links is down, the pictures is there, and y'all keep dreaming, and we out.
Peace.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.